Silverline is a helpline for the silver generation, whatever that means. We don't put firm age limits on it. If you think it's for you, it's for you. It's free. It's confidential. It's a phone service mainly, which is 0800 470 80 90. So you can remember it because 0800 means it's free. Who's it for? It's for 70, 80, 90. Actually, it's for any age of anybody who feels they are part of the silver generation. So what do we offer? We've got a helpline which is open 24/7, Christmas Day, New Year's Eve, throughout the year. Sundays, all those times when there's no one else around, we are around. Then if you ring us, you will probably be asked whether you would like someone to talk to you on a regular basis, because we have Silverline friends. And they're super volunteers. They make phone calls once a week to someone who's been matched with them, not necessarily identical to them. You know, an older person may want a young person who rings them on a regular basis, may want someone of the same age or whatever. And for bereaved people, it sometimes can be very useful to talk to someone who's been through the same experience. I've got a letter here from Beryl. She says, my husband died, and for the first year after his death, I wanted to give up. Gradually, she says, I picked myself up and got on with my life. And it's a busy one, but in spite of everything, I still have times when I hurt inside, and no way could or would I tell my family or many friends how I feel. I don't want to upset anybody. This is my pain. But when I read about the Silverline and saw the phone number, I thought maybe this is the answer. So I rang, not knowing what would happen. What did happen was a friendly voice talking to me and making me feel that I'm not alone. I was able to talk openly to a complete stranger, and all the pent-up hurt I feel came pouring out. The lady listened, and I felt so secure. That night, for the first time since John died, I slept well. I knew I could just pick up the phone if I was desperate. And now I feel that people care, and that's a wonderful feeling. So thank you, Silverline. You've really saved my sanity. Many times I wanted to give up. Now I want to go on living. I'll always miss John. We had 50 years together. He would thank you. Now I think I carry that letter with me because I think it expresses what so many people feel. They don't want to hurt those closest to them by expressing their own pain. You know, maybe their kids are also going through that pain. Maybe their friends are also going through that pain. So they keep it to themselves, and it just gets more and more intense. And, you know, as we often hear from our callers, night times can be very tough. But we're there, Silverline's there. 0800, as I may have said, 470 80 90. And our team want to hear from you. That's the point. Not only because they want to be able to help, but they want to be able to share feelings with you. I remember hearing about John, who lost his wife. Now, she was his work partner as well as his partner in life. They were ballroom dancers, and they both used to teach ballroom dancing, and when she died, he lost everything. And he became so depressed, he never left the house. But for some reason, I think he'd seen me on a news program. He rang the Silverline. And the volunteer who spoke to him, told him that she was also alone, but she used to go line dancing. And he said, I'd never do a thing like that. And she said, well, look, I mean, if I can do it, you can do it. So a year later, he's going to regular Sarok classes, Sarok being some French version of jive. And he started teaching again. He teaches on Sunday nights. And she said he's got his mojo back. She says his voice is quite different. His attitude is quite different. Now, I'm not saying that would work for everyone. I've tried Sarok, it's extremely difficult. But then I've tried line dancing, can't do that either. So I'm not saying that is for everyone, but I am suggesting that talking to a stranger they can say things that your friends and close family might not dare, like, go on, you can do this. And then next week, you have to report to them whether you tried it. So we do, I think, manage to lift people's confidence by validating their experience, by recognizing that these are very deep feelings and that sharing them sometimes helps. Oddly enough, we now have more volunteers offering to be Silverline friends than we have people who are unmatched. For the first time, we haven't got a waiting list. So it'd be very nice if this encourages people to contact us. I don't know how we can help the wider community provide the sort of support that bereaved people need. And maybe one of the problems is that we all need different things. I mean, I used to get very irritated when a friend of mine used to greet me with her head on one side saying, "How are you?" It used to drive me nuts. But I knew it was well meant, so I couldn't punch her on the nose, which was the temptation at that point. I do have moments of violence. I think it's up to us to make it clear what we feel, how we feel, what we need, and to ask for it. I think we have to put the onus on ourselves, because we're all different. For some people, they would like people to talk about someone you've lost. Some people would prefer you not to. So ask for it. Put it into words. And when in doubt, ring the Silverline. Because they don't mind what you say. They are there for you. Anyone who thinks they're part of the silver generation. If you're a young person, ring Childline. And please don't tell me to open a helpline for middle-aged people, because I know there's a gap. But I'm a bit busy at the moment. Sorry about that, middle-aged people. Sorry about that.